So this is the US oil analysis for Wednesday, the 6th of December. US oil, also known as WTI. Now, let's have a look what happened with prices and where they might possibly go. We do have crude oil inventories, so we have to be aware of that. But ultimately, we just trade what we see. So on this chart, we can see we've had this exhaustive candle just here, not long after we've had this retracement reversal. This large candle after a strong move to the upside, one last push by the bulls. Now we've seen this retracement downwards. We did say we did the analysis on the 5th, just there actually. So we did say we'll see if how prices react at 12.75. We didn't retrace all the way up to 12.75. Instead, we did see a breakdown. Now the breakdown did take us down to where we were expecting around 57.12, but we did say be aware of the 400 period moving average. 400 period moving average here marked out in black did act as support just there to your left on the charts, and again it acted as support again. So we've looked at the 400 period moving average coupled with the 57.12, fair value into the confluence, and as we have seen, we've had a move to the upside. Now this move to the upside, we've just noticed something. Bear with me a second here. Yep, just lock my don't want to move my horizontal levels on the charts. So in around 57.12, we did target the 57.75. Again, it's already marked out in blue. In around 57.75, we have seen a rejection. So the levels are being respected somewhat here on this hourly chart on the US oil. So we've come down to found support, we've come up found resistance, so we do look poised for more downside momentum. Now we're operating in shadow of this very strong sell-off from these highs in around 58.80, so we do seem poised for more sell-side momentum. Again, this could be a lower high just there, so we've got a lower high for more downside momentum on the US oil. Now we do have a fundamental news catalyst coming out, so could potentially see a change in trend. Overall, though, let's have a look for downside targets, because if this is to be interpreted as our high, lower high, and also, I just noticed something here. So on this rejection of 57.75, after finding support at 57.12 coupled with 400 period moving average, now we have come up towards above that 57.75. We've slightly broke above it, but we did come into the 200 period moving average marked out in blue. So there's 200 period moving average. We have seen a rejection from that 200 period moving average coupled with this 57.75 confluence, and we do look poised to head towards that 400 period moving average or the 57.12 confluence. Now let's just see where the 200 period moving average is. 200 period moving average currently down 57.85, and yes, 10 pips with a spread of 5 cents on the US oil. It's pretty close, isn't it? Now we do look poised to test of 57.12. Now we have tested it quite a few times, so if we do see a breakdown from 57.12, we're looking for price to head towards our 56.52, a break from which we'll be looking for to see how prices react to, bear with me a second here, because oil is quite volatile. These are levels that we are looking at to the downside. If we do break below 57.12 and 400 period moving average, looking for price to head towards our 56.52, break from which we're looking for see our price react to 55.73, and below that we're looking for 55.21. All these levels we could potentially see buy side momentum come into the market. Now to the upside, if we do find support at 57.12 and we do head to the upside, we'll see our price react to 57.75 as well as 200 period moving average. If we do successfully navigate those, we'll be looking for the key levels in around 58.28 and 59. More recently, we'll be aware of the 58.80 as a more recent swing in the market, but 59, beyond 59, we're looking for 59.50. Currently where we are, 200 or so. Currently where we are, if we would expect 59.50 or $60 a barrel to be the far end of the range. To the lower end of the range, possibly 55.21. We may not see 55.21, 55.73 potentially being the far end of the range. Let's clean this chart up a bit. So again, we've mentioned all levels that we are looking at to potentially find support. We've already mentioned levels, and to the upside levels where we might see some resistance as well. And with that said, we're currently in a bit of a we'll see how we react to this, where we do see we continue to be range bound between that 57.75 and 57.12 until we do get that news catalyst, where in which case we could potentially see a move all the way up to that 59.50 or possibly all the way down to 55.73. Let's just have a look at the daily chart before wrapping up here on US oil. So on this US oil, as we can see here, let's grab the pen. We did mention the fact that we did have that very bearish candle, and what we have done is we've posted a bit of a doji so far. So we've not had a bullish buy side momentum come into the market to negate that bearish candle closing near its lows. Instead, we do look poised for more sell side momentum, potentially taking us all the way down to support. Now, our most recent lows in on the daily chart, let's just have a look at those. We might find some support there beyond these minor levels. So 56.80. So before 56.50, potentially 56.80, we might see some buying come into the market. We have seen it previously. We did see some buying come into the market around 56.80, as we can see over here on the daily chart, before we saw a move to the upside. So a move down to that 56.80. Potentially, we could see some buy side momentum come into the market. So it's currently about 50 or so pips away, below which we're looking for 56, 52, and we've already mentioned different levels. Now, we do have to be aware that we've got our series of higher lows, which are bullish for price action, but we have pulled off a little bit from our highs. So we may go into a bit of a consolidation for a continuation up towards at $60 a barrel, or we might see a further deeper retracement, potentially seeing us trade all the way down to these levels here where we did find support previously. So we could potentially trade all the way down there where we did find support previously before a move to the upside. And with that said, that's the US oil analysis. Thanks for watching.